Hey folks, it is Wednesday, March 20th. The time is 3:52 p.m. and the temperature is around 0 degrees Celsius. And that was a 512 St. Clair streetcar replacement bus I was just on. And this is the first day of spring, or at least the first full day of spring, as I believe spring started last night, just after 11 p.m. officially. Normally it would be on March 20th, but due to the leap year, it started a day earlier. And the streetcars have not been running on St. Clair here for about 6 months or so, and they won't reappear until summer of this year at the earliest, and that's caused quite the headache for riders of the 512. And there's a Christie bus, which would normally be down inside the station, but everything is being taken care of at surface level due to that streetcar shutdown. And there's the Loblaws. And that's a supermarket that in the month of May was organized by the Loblaws is Out of Control subreddit. Will be boycotted by many in the city. I think it's not just Loblaws, but there are other stores as well, such as TNT, the Real Canadian Superstore, No Frills, Zehrs, and Shoppers Drug Mart. But for this first full day of spring walk, I thought we'd take a stroll through a ravine and then into the South Hill neighborhood. This here is the Nordheimer Ravine. And just over there is Wells Hill Park. We'll take one last look at St. Clair. And one of the reasons why these replacement buses are so frustrating is there is a dedicated streetcar track, which you can't see along this stretch as they dip down into the subway station, and the buses are not utilizing that dedicated streetcar track, so they're getting tangled up with traffic, and it took much longer than usual. Oop. I just stepped off of this without paying attention. I almost ate shit. Oh well, let's head down into the ravine and start this so-called nature walk. This ravine's about 1.5 kilometers in total length. And it's really a southern extension of the Cedarvale Ravine, which you can catch just on the north side of St. Clair Station, or rather St. Clair West Station. And believe it or not, Toronto has over 150 ravines in the city. That forms the largest ravine system of any major city in the world. And they're protected by the Ravine and Natural Feature Protection Bylaw. There's an emergency service entrance to the subway station. That mural depicts medicinal plants. I can't pronounce anything. That can be found down in the ravine. I don't think we'll see too many other people walking through here. Ravines are quite popular in the spring, summer, and fall when weather's nicer. And there's usually a running creek, which is currently dried up. There's someone walking their dog. So I'll be passing under Spadina Road just up ahead, and that'll take us into the South Hill neighborhood. I can only assume someone from the city has been clearing these trails. What's this? Invasive tree and shrub management. You can see there's some homes backing onto the ravine. This area is just south of the very expensive and exclusive Forest Hill neighborhood. It's still a rather wealthy neighborhood in its own right. Historically, the ravine was home to the Castle Frank Brook, which was buried in the 1970s. That was part of the Spadina subway extension. And I kind of figured there would be a lot more of this stuff on this walk. Hasn't been very muddy at all, save for this one stretch. There's another emergency exit. Back in 1995, there was a subway incident that saw 3 people lose their lives, and I believe this might have been the one that was used for them to evacuate from. as I begin to head under Spadina Road. Casa Loma sits just south of here on Spadina. And that is Sir Winston Churchill Park. And I believe that home up there, I've got gloves on. Let's see if I can zoom in. Or that building up there, rather, is the historic valve house and pipe tunnel portal. That was built in 1931. Whoops. I just paused recording there for a second, but we're back. Once spring hits, once spring hits, I'll come out and do some more ravine walks. It's feeling very much like it's still winter. We had a relatively mild winter, all things considered. This is an environmentally significant area where birds and other animals nest. Please keep your dog on a leash. I believe I've ridden my bike past that building there. It's a new condo going up. So I believe the ravine spits us out into a park just up ahead. You can see the backs of some very expensive South Hill homes. That one looks, it has some very interesting landscaping. And that is pretty much it for the ravine. So I mentioned this neighborhood. It's known as South Hill. It's got a population of just under 5,000 people. It was annexed by the city back in 1905. This park here is Roycroft Park. And this here is Russell Hill Road. And just through that park there, we'll take you to Poplar Plains. That's the Poplar Plains Parkette. Each of these roads features a one-way bike lane. Well, they're one-way streets, why wouldn't they? But this is the fun one, going down, going up on the other side. It is quite the bugger. I've done that on this channel on my single speed before.
Around the house?
And this has traditionally been a wealthy neighborhood, but well over 100 years ago, it was one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the city. Maybe I'll cut up these stairs over here. This is the Glen Edith Drive Parkette. Davenport Road. I've made it to the north end of Huron Street. I did a video a few years ago called Walking All of Huron Street, or Huron, I'm not sure the exact pronunciation. And I missed this little northern bit. You can see there's railroad tracks straight ahead. And I started there and I headed south. There's a hydro station. That's a really old substation right behind it. I've heard that living in such close proximity to these big transformers isn't the healthiest. And we can see the CN Tower straight ahead. And I want to get down to Dupont. I could go right here. Trying to think what's the best way, or I could go that way over to Davenport and down. Let's go this way over to Spadina. I'll take us straight down. The street here runs parallel to the rail line. And look at this, Madison Avenue. So I'm guessing Madison Avenue and Huron Street were disconnected by the building of the rail line, as both of those run south through the annex just south of here. And behold, Casa Loma. That building on the right is home to the Toronto Archives. There's Dupont Station. Guess it would be a little early for me to end the video now. Maybe I'll just head south down Spadina Road and pop into Spadina Station as we leave South Hill and enter the Annex neighborhood. And I just missed the light cycle. Let's see prices on any of these. That is home to a country style donuts. You don't see too many country styles anymore. Dupont Street here is formerly home to a lot of industry. That's mostly thanks to the CP rail tracks that run parallel to it. So what I'm going to do is pop into Spadina Station and then walk over to the Line 2 platform. Somebody spilled their macaroni. And just south of Bloor Street, Spadina Road becomes Spadina Avenue. And we're getting some light snow flurries. I was reading that it might snow several centimeters on Friday. the Annex Retirement Residence. There's a couple of entrances to the subway station here, and I think I'll pop in this one coming up on the left. This isn't the most interesting stretch of Spadina. One over there. The main entrance is just south of here at Bloor and Spadina, but I'm gonna get out of the cold. Permanent escalator closure, March 4th, 2024. Used to be one of those long people mover escalators connecting line 1 and line 2 through the station. Oh, it's interesting. Well, and this is a long hike between line 1 and line 2. If you are connecting between the two, it's definitely preferable to go to St. George, which is the next stop, as line 1 and line 2 connect at both of those stations. But at St. George, the lines are right on top of one another. I could almost make a dedicated video just walking through Spadina Station. Next train in 2 minutes. These must be those escalators that have been taken out of service up ahead.
You a fine of up to $5,000. Stay off the tracks. Help keep the TTC safe. Report any suspicious activity to a member of staff or a police officer. If you see something, say something.
And here's where that moving walkway used to be. I'm not sure when exactly it was taken up. I remember it being functional in the 90s at least. You can also connect to the 510 Spadina streetcar here.
Subway service on a portion of Line 2 between St. George and Woodbine stations
And that'll take you down to Union Station, but you know what else will take you down to Union Station? Line 1. There's a streetcar. And we have made it to the Line 2 platforms. So I hope you enjoyed this one, walking through the Nordheimer Ravine from St. Clair West Station through the South Hill neighborhood down to Spadina Station. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. And that's about it.
The next station is St. George Station.
Yoink.